First of all, actors are expected to show up and have a performance ready. The question is about what do we do with the interrogation process then? First of all, usually we're talking about television, very much in television, because of the time pressure. We have to move fast. But that doesn't mean, just think of it this way, that actor who comes on and is ready to give a performance, the gift that actor is bringing you, the director, is tremendous. But don't settle for it just the way it is. Think about this. What would it take for you to ask that character a few questions? Just a few questions. You don't have to get into the long interrogation. You don't have to talk about building the character. This may be a character who shows up just for one day and does that performance. It could be a character, say, in a TV series that's been doing it for 5 years. And you don't need to help them develop their character. Their character has been developed by them and the writers and the other directors over years. You're not going to go in and change that. But you can affect the moment that is about to happen. So you could say to that actor who's so well prepared, just before they go into the scene, you could ask him or her a few questions. When you go into that office to talk to your boss, what are you going to do? Now this is talking, I'm not asking the actor what they're going to do. I'm very clearly asking the character. I have already preceded this with, can I talk to the character? Whatever Dr. Smith. Can I talk to Dr. Smith? Yes. Dr. Smith, when you go in there, what are you going to do? You're going to go see your boss. He's the head of the hospital. What are you going to do? Now, I'm just asking the character what his character plan is going in there. I'm not asking the actor what his plan is. I'm just shifting the actor from his plan or his thinking as the actor to his thinking as the character. I'm not asking him to change his plan. I'm not asking him for any alterations. I just want to get him thinking as the character, what the character wants and how he's going to approach the scene, expecting that the actor will, to a great degree, do what he planned to do, but also expecting that there will be things that will surprise the actor that he does because of this few moments of interrogation, few moments of questioning. Get him into the character's thinking, out of the actor's thinking. Let the actor's plan just run the way it's going to run. Big question, mixing the technical challenges of shooting a scene with working with the actors. And the question is, tell me if I get this right, Elsa. The question is, how can I focus on the actors and the interrogation and the characters, while at the same time I'm concerned about cameras and maybe lighting and all the technical aspects and how we're going to shoot the scene. First of all, you have to protect yourself and the actors a little bit. My preference of a way to work is that once the technical aspect of the scene is set up and the crew is ready to go, then you have to have some time, short, it's going to be short while you're shooting, to go back to the actors again, to talk with the actors again, to interrogate, to stimulate, to motivate the actors, to get them back into the characters. And this is why the interrogation on the set is very brief. It's very short, but it's very focused. It's like a laser hit. That doesn't mean it's aggressive. It just means it goes quickly to the core of something, whatever the character is going through, just before they go on. So you have to separate those times. When you're checking the lights, you're checking all that, you're checking the staging, you're checking the cameras, however many cameras you're shooting with. Everybody says they're ready to go, and you and your first AD and the rest of the crew knows this. Now what's going to happen is, if I'm directing, Mark is going to talk to the actors for a few minutes. He's going to do that thing that he does with the actors for a few minutes. And I am going to, and I've done this many times, set up the actors. the characters, I will talk to the characters, and I will even put them into a simultaneous monologue for a few seconds. I'll get them talking to each other, even across the room. They're in the positions they need to be for the scene. Now they're talking to each other, character to character, and they know, because we did this in rehearsal, they're waiting for one special thing. They're waiting for action. They're waiting to hear me say action. And they know when they say action that they stop, take a breath, and go into the scene immediately. Immediately. They plunge into the scene. Very much the way I did when you saw it on in the clip, when I would say, read the scene. Out of the simultaneous monologues, read the scene, go right into it. Go right into it. Now that's part of my process. Get the technical stuff smoothed out. They're ready. Work with the actors, and it may only be less than a minute that you take doing this before you hear action. Or it may take a little longer, whatever is required. You do that, and then the actors are going in, and now they are totally focused on that. And the wonderful thing about this, the actors will feel attended to, because just before they hear action, you were with them. You were with them for that minute or whatever. You were with them, and you were in the sandbox with them, stimulating them, focusing them, guiding them, aiming them, and then sending them in to say the simultaneous monologues, and then saying action, and then the scene starts. Everybody's been taken care of. Don't try to do the two at the same time, technical and rehearsal. Do I interrogate before each take? When I was starting to do this many years ago, I thought absolutely every single take I'm going to interrogate. Then the more I did it in production and even in rehearsal, I realized I don't need to do that. I really don't. Sometimes watching a performance, I can think that performance is really good, and I know if I let her, let's say it's a scene like we saw in the clip, and I let her do it again, something else is going to come out. It'll be fine. I don't need to interrogate. The reason to interrogate before a take is because you want to shift the character's state of mind or thinking to some other place. You want to soften it, or make it harder, or make her more critical, or make her more afraid, or something. You want to shift the emotional state somehow. Sometimes I think I don't need to shift it. There's so much going on now. Something different will happen. Something new will happen. I can leave it alone. On the other hand, with another actor, I might think if I could shift that actor a little bit. Now, think about this. It's just before another take. I say we're going to do take 3. And I go to one of the actors and I say something. Now, this is in front of the other actors. It's in front of everybody. We're on the set. And I give a little bit of interrogation, a couple of questions, and it shifts that character slightly. Everybody can feel it. The character especially can feel it. The other actors can feel it. And I say, okay, let's go. And maybe I go into simultaneous monologues, or I go right into action, or whatever I do. That shift of one character will change the whole scene. The other actors have already heard that shift. They've already heard it, felt it. So that, in a way, has affected them. The other thing, sometimes between takes, what I'll do is I'll just say one comment. Just one comment. If you remember in the clip you saw, Corinne, as Carolyn said to me about the relationship, the ship has sailed, which means it's over. As far as she was concerned. And that was a very strong, constant theme from her during that interrogation process. As we were shooting the scene, I could go up to her and I could just say to her, "Are you sure the ship has sailed?" And just leave. Now, all I did was remind her of something she said in the interrogation. I got her thinking as Carolyn. Oh, has it really? I questioned something she was very, very adamant about. Do I have any idea how that's going to affect her? Not at all. Does she have any idea? Not at all. But something will change. Something will shift. I could even remind her in one line of something that happened that was warm and loving in their relationship. I could remind her of that. And that's the last thing she's thinking about before the scene starts. That will make a shift. So lots of times I'll just throw things in there. Sometimes I'll leave them alone. Sometimes I will go into a very brief interrogation.